Hi everyone, it's Carolyn from True Crime Chat with Mommy Ramblings. I'm here with an update about Chad Daybell's initial court appearance that happened earlier today. So we're going to go over the official charges and the bail set and why it was set at $1 million, all the good stuff that happened during the hearing. But before we do that, if you're brand new to the channel, I'd like to welcome you and invite you to subscribe by clicking on the little subscribe button in the lower corner of the video. We would love to have you as part of the Mommy Ramblings community, and we are the best community on YouTube. If we do say so ourselves, and we do often. So let's take a look at what's going on here. Just remind you, we're a lot more than true crime. We do a full lifestyle channel here, so we balance true crime with lots of other content, including fun, laughter, comedy, and do-it-yourself shopping hauls when we used to shop and all that good stuff. Let's go on. So in the initial court hearing, it was conducted via Zoom, and human remains found on Chad Daybell's property were the children, and one was concealed in a particularly egregious way, according to Madison County Prosecutor Rob Wood. Chad is charged with 2 felony counts of concealment or destruction of evidence. And now Kay Woodcock, the grandmother of Joshua J.J. Vallow, confirmed to East Idaho News that authorities have told her one set of the remains belongs to J.J. However, authorities have not released a positive identification to the public. Another note, the mayor of Rexburg last night said in an interview with a news organization that he hoped that these remains were going to bring closure to the family. And then the reporter said, well, does that mean that these remains are the children? To which the mayor replies, oh, and then some inaudible conversation. So now Chad was wearing a black and white jumpsuit when he appeared via Zoom. He showed no emotions during the proceedings. He just gave one-word answers for the most part, and Judge Farron Edens was presiding over this hearing. The judge agreed with Wood's recommendation to set the bail at $1 million, even though the maximum penalty on each of the charges that Chad is facing is 5 years in prison and $10,000 fine. One of the primary reasons we are asking the bail to be set at that amount is these are human remains, and although those remains have not yet been positively identified, we are aware that these remains are the remains of children, Wood said. The concealment of one of those bodies is particularly egregious, and should Mr. Daybell bail out, he has a strong incentive to flee. The remains were found yesterday as a search warrant was executed at Chad's home. Tuesday, Rexburg police officers, Fremont County Sheriff's deputies, and the FBI made the discovery in the yard behind the house. Now, John Pryor is now Daybell's attorney. Remember, he was using Mark Means, I guess now John Pryor's Chad's attorney, and the judge did go over that in court today. And he then argued that the bail should be fairly set based on the charges and recommended $50,000 on each count for a total of $100,000. He went on to say Mr. Daybell has every intention of staying in the community and every motivation of staying in the community to address these charges. Pryor said bail is to assure that Mr. Daybell shows up to court. Bail is to assure he will not flee. Nothing says he will flee the jurisdiction. After ruling the bail will be set at $1 million, Judge Farron Edens explained that should Daybell be able to post bond, he must not leave Bonneville, Jefferson, Madison, or Fremont counties, and he will also be required to wear an ankle monitor at all times. Next, they're going to discuss the preliminary hearing, and normally that needs to occur in a 14-day time period, but the defense said that the defendant has waived his right to that speedy hearing. So they started talking about dates in July because the defense would like a 4 to 6 week time frame. And Lori's preliminary hearing is being held on July 9th to 10th. So they talked about the week after, that couldn't be done. They finally settled on July 1st, and that's a Thursday, allowing it to spill over into July 2nd, Friday, if the need be. Okay, here are the official charges that Chad is facing from the court documents. We have count 1, destruction, alteration, or concealment of evidence, a felony, Idaho Code 18-2603, punishment up to 5 years imprisonment and or up to $10,000 fine. That the defendant, Chad Guy Daybell, on or between the 22nd day of September 2019 and the 9th day of June 2020 in the county of Fremont, state of Idaho, did willfully conceal and or did aid and abet another to willfully conceal human remains, knowing that said human remains were about to be produced, used, and or discovered as evidence in a felony proceeding, inquiry, and or investigation authorized by law, with the intent to prevent it from being so produced, used, and or discovered. Count 2, destruction, alteration, or concealment of evidence, a felony, Idaho Code 18-2603, punishment up to 5 years imprisonment and or a $10,000 fine. That the defendant, Chad Guy Daybell, on or between the 8th day of September 2019 and the 9th day of June 2020 in the county of Fremont, state of Idaho, did willfully destroy, alter, and or conceal human remains and or did aid and abet another to willfully destroy, alter, or conceal human remains, knowing that said human remains were about to be produced, used, and or discovered as evidence in a felony proceeding, inquiry, and or investigation authorized by law, with the intent to prevent it from being so produced, used, and or discovered, all of which is contrary to the form, force, and effect of the statute in such cases made and provided and against the peace and dignity of the state of Idaho. Said complainant therefore prays that a warrant be issued for the arrest of the said Chad Guy Daybell, and that he may be dealt with according to the law. So there it is. Now, if you look at those dates, remember the dates that J.J. Vallow and Tylee Ryan were last reported seen, and you'll see that those dates correlate to a charge for each of their, unfortunately, bodies, remains. And that's very telling in and of itself. And that's what we have right now. We'll bring you further updates, if any more conferences are held regarding the identification of the remains. But it's pretty safe to say that, they are the remains of the children, considering what's going on here, what Kay Woodcock has said, and what the mayor slept with. But we will wait on the official word of that, and any other developments in the meantime. Thanks for watching, and feel free to put any of your thoughts in the comments, and again, we can discuss this when we go live later on tonight. Hope you're having a good day. Thanks again, and if this video has been helpful to you, I'd love a thumbs up or share it out. That would be wonderful. Have a good one. Bye-bye.